Welcome back to our channel. If you've ever been curious about the origins of the Indian people according to the Bible, I have an intriguing question for you. Have you ever wondered about the mysterious origins of the Gypsy people? They have a fascinating and curious history. Together, let's explore their intriguing past as we delve into the Bible, genetics, and the history of different peoples and ethnicities. In this episode of our series, we will investigate the origin of Indians and Gypsies, shedding light on their captivating history. If you're already familiar with our series, please show your support by leaving a like. For those who are new, stick around until the end. If this video resonates with you, leave a like and subscribe to ensure you don't miss our future videos. Now, let's dive into another episode of our series, The Origin of Peoples According to the Bible. According to the ancient Indian sacred text known as the Vedas, there are mentions of a people called Desa, whom the Indus civilization faced and fought against. These Desa people were described as having dark skin. The native peoples of India also have darker skin tones, providing evidence of their origins as descendants of the sons of Noah, particularly from Ham's lineage. The inhabitants of southern India, who are considered to be descendants of Ham, represent the origin of the Indians. In other words, Indians originally come from the Hamitic lineage, which is evident in their skin tone. However, there has also been significant intermixing with a light-skinned ethnic group called the Aryans. This Aryan tribe, most likely composed of fair-skinned, light-eyed people, originated around 3,700 years ago. The Japheth tribe, to which the Aryans belong, also gave rise to other peoples. If you're interested, I will provide a link in the description to a video about the origin of the white peoples of Europe who come from the Japheth lineage. Due to the intermingling between the Hamitic and Aryan peoples, an ethnic division occurred in India. The north of the country became inhabited by people with lighter skin and blue or green eyes, while the south was predominantly inhabited by people with darker skin. This significant intermixing of peoples was the result of their interaction. For example, in the image provided, we can see a black woman with blue eyes, which demonstrates the mixing and intermingling that took place in India around 1700 BC. In 500 BC, light-skinned Aryan invaders dominated India, resulting in a combination of Hamitic and Japhetic heritage among the Indian population. It's also important to highlight the influence of Dharma, considered the father of the Asians, who had a small influence on some Indian groups. This Asian influence from Dharma could have occurred before the intermixing between the Aryans and Japheth around 1700 before Christ, as many black-skinned Indians already had straighter hair, which indicates this origin. In summary, Indians are originally descendants of Ham, which is evident in their naturally black skin tone. Their lineage can be traced back to the sons of Noah, specifically the Hamites. Additionally, the strong intermixing with the light-skinned Aryan peoples contributed to the formation of India, with the northern region being inhabited by a population with brown, white, and yellow skin tones, while the southern region consists of people with darker skin tones, reflecting their Hamitic heritage. Now, let's shift our focus to the origin of a people who share great genetic similarity with Indians, the Gypsy people. This mysterious group of people has settled in various countries across Europe, Brazil, Turkey, Egypt, and others. Despite being a nomadic community, the origin of the Gypsy people has been a great enigma for many centuries. Only a few knew where they truly originated from. The Roma language, Romani, is an unwritten language without a formal writing system. Furthermore, many Gypsy customs involve forgetting the past and even burning historical records, making the discovery of their origin even more challenging. Over the centuries, there have been many speculations about the origin of the Gypsies. Did they come from Egypt, Persia, Morocco, Romania, Albania, or even the Ottoman Empire? Many theories and assumptions were raised about the region where these people originated, but everything was very controversial. However, starting from the 18th century, Europeans began to systematically study Roma languages, including Romani. They concluded that the language spoken by European Gypsies belonged to the Aryan branch of the Indo-European languages. These findings shed light on the origins of the Roma people. In other words, linguistic researchers determined that the Romani language belongs to the Indo-European language family, which includes regions like Persia and especially India. This means that the primary origin of the Roma people is in North India, where the Indian language and its variations are spoken. Over time, other languages mixed with Romani due to the nomadic nature of the Roma people, who migrated from country to country and from state to state. This migration led to interactions with other groups, such as Persians and Arabs, who also have a history of frequent movement between regions. As a result, the Gypsies incorporated influences from these peoples into their culture. For example, there are Gypsies in Turkey, Egypt, and other nearby regions, where there has been some mixing with Persians and Arabs. However, this mixing was minimal and not prevalent. The Gypsy origin remains tied to North India, which means that they are actually an Indian people who mixed with Persians and Arabs before settling in Europe, including the Iberian Peninsula and other European regions, before eventually arriving in Brazil, where there is a significant Gypsy population. Among the Gypsies, there are three major groups or branches: the Ram, the Kalan, and the Sindhi. The first documented mention of Gypsies dates back to 1426, although there are earlier references in ancient Persian texts. However, certainty about the origin of the Gypsies was only obtained through genetic tests conducted in 2012 and published in a scientific journal. These tests analyzed the DNA of 152 individuals from 13 different Gypsy groups, and the conclusions confirmed what linguistic analyses had already suggested. All the results pointed to India as the starting point and origin of the Gypsies. According to the genetic tests, the Roma traced their origin directly to northern India, specifically to the Punjab region close to Pakistan. So, why did they leave North India and disperse to various parts of the world? It is believed that they fled northern India due to the invasion of their lands by the armies of Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni. In the United States, there are several Gypsy or Roma communities scattered across the country. These communities consist of different Roma groups and clans, each with their own specific traditions, languages, and backgrounds. The Roma, also known as the Romani, are one of the most prominent Roma groups in the United States. They originate from North India and have migrated to different parts of the world over the centuries. The Roma community in the United States preserves its culture, traditions, and Romani language. In Brazil, one of the countries with the largest Gypsy community, the first Gypsies to arrive were the Kalan, around 574 people coming from Portugal and Spain. They were followed by the Roma from Turkey and Greece, and later the Sindhi from Germany after World War II. Therefore, the biblical origin of the Gypsies dates back to the descent of Japheth, as they came directly from northern India, where there are lighter skin tones. However, they also have their HDIC ancestry, which explains why many Gypsies have a brownish skin tone, whether light or dark. This indicates their HDIC origin, making them descendants of both Japheth and Ham. This is the biblical origin of both Indian and Gypsy peoples, according to the Bible. I hope you enjoyed and followed along until the end. I ask you to leave a like and comment if you have Gypsy or Indian origins, specifying which Gypsy branch you belong to, whether from the Ram, the Kalan, or any other branch. Thank you all for watching this far. And until the next video in our series on the origin of peoples according to the Bible, starting from Genesis 10. Also, feel free to leave your suggestions for the next videos. See you soon.